On the edge of ice and sea, every life unfolds under the constant threat of the hunt. High above, silent wings circle, searching for an opening. On the ground, the young and the vulnerable are exposed by a single careless moment. Welcome to the world of the predators that command the sky. The giant petrel is a formidable power in the Southern Ocean. Weighing up to 11 pounds, its wingspan stretches over 6.5 feet, allowing it to master the ocean gales for hours while conserving vital energy. Its massive, hooked beak grips slippery prey like a vice and tears through the toughest sustenance. A signature tube nose design expels excess salt, perfectly engineering it for life on the cold, wind-swept sea. In the South Shetlands, winter is more than cold. It's a test of survival. With temperatures locked deep below freezing, penguins survive on a thick layer of fat, fuel from energy-rich krill, fish, and small squid. But that very lifeline puts them in the sights of the giant petrel. The young are especially vulnerable, inexperienced, and slow to react to danger. For protection, they press together, forming a living shield that conserves heat and makes it nearly impossible for a hunter to isolate a single target. Here, unity is the first line of defense. Elsewhere, even adult penguins aren't safe from the giant petrel's pressure. This is an opportunistic hunter, relentless and precise, constantly probing for a weakness. It doesn't force a quick end. Instead, it wears down its target's defenses with each pass. When more hunters join the assault, the balance shifts instantly. Under the unyielding pressure, the penguin's power to resist wanes until the encounter is over. While the young chicks are preoccupied with play, they are all but blind to the approaching threat. Then, the giant petrel strikes. In a flash, tranquility shatters into chaos. With a massive, powerful beak curved into a hook, the predator only needs to grip the head or neck to secure an overwhelming advantage. It leverages its full body weight, pinning the chick down as the small creature fights to break free. The danger escalates when a second petrel joins the attack. But just as the moment seems lost, the mother penguin charges in, unleashing a fierce counterattack and rescuing her chick from the hunter's grasp. The skua, pirate of the frozen realms, an opportunistic hunter of the sea, both audacious and fiercely persistent. In the air, it is notorious for seizing the prize from other birds, but when the moment demands, it becomes a true predator, targeting eggs, fledglings, or small quarry amid the coastal colonies. A powerful hooked beak allows it to grip and tear through its catch with efficiency, while its strong wings fuel a relentless pursuit against the cold gales. In this world of ice, the skua endures through resilience, opportunism, and a perfectly precise instinct to strike. Among the coastal stones, penguins use natural rock formations as nests, a first line of defense for their eggs and chicks. But the skua knows the strategy well. It isn't here for the powerful adults. It's here for the treasure lying silent in the nest. A nutrient-rich egg, a prize worth the risk. The mother penguin's defense is fierce, but the skua does not back down. It waits for its chance, moves in with breathtaking speed, and captures its prize. In the harsh breeding season, one unguarded moment changes everything. For the skua, a penguin chick is a priceless reward in this unforgiving landscape. It applies constant pressure, forcing the mother off the nest for just a fraction of a second. And in a place where every opportunity is fleeting, that's all the time it needs for the hunt to find its mark. Puffins carve their nests into earthen burrows on remote islands and coastal cliffs. Here, their young are shielded from harsh winds and predators. But to feed them, the parents must repeatedly journey out over the open sea, find food, and return. And that is when the gull appears. It does not come to hunt, it comes to steal the prize from its rival. Waiting patiently before the burrow's entrance, it needs only the single moment the puffin returns. In nature, this is a ruthlessly efficient strategy to conserve energy, reducing the effort of the hunt for a caloric reward worth the risk. Though the pelican can hunt nearly year-round, these thefts become most brazen during the nesting and breeding season. At this time, seabird colonies gather in dense flocks, and the pressure to find food escalates. For the aerial thieves, the moment is ripe. The instant a pelican surfaces with a fish in its pouch, the pursuit can ignite. Ecologists call this opportunistic theft, a strategy that allows the aggressor to bypass the hunt, yet seize its high-value energy. When an opening appears, the seagull lunges to steal the food from the pelican. But with such a vast size disadvantage, a prolonged struggle rarely favors the thief. In the wild, size remains the ultimate advantage in the battle for survival. When food grows scarce, the concept of sharing disappears. A A seagull clings to its prize, but it's not the only one with eyes on the meal. From a safe distance, a crow waits patiently, biding its time. The seagull immediately drives off any attempt to encroach. But in the world of opportunists, one moment of distraction is all it takes. The gull shifts its focus, and the crow makes its move. The commotion draws in more challengers, but territorial advantage belongs to the gull. When it returns, the interlopers are forced to scatter. A seagull's competition isn't limited to other species. Sometimes its most dangerous rival is its own kind. Conflict can erupt over food, a prime perch, or the rights to a nesting site. In these confrontations, the beak becomes the ultimate weapon, sharp and strong enough to intimidate an opponent into backing down. But strength alone is not the deciding factor. For seabirds, experience, tenacity, and the instinct to strike at the perfect moment are what truly make the difference. When one is more seasoned in the clash, the advantage can shift in an instant. The frigatebird, the pirate of the sky, is a member of the Frigatidae family. Clad in mostly black plumage, its body is light, its wings long and narrow. A deeply forked tail allows it to pivot with incredible speed in midair. Its beak is long, powerful, and tipped with a hook, an ideal tool for gripping fish or forcing other seabirds to surrender their catch. The frigatebird's true threat lies not in its weight, but in its tireless flight and mastery of aerial theft. It is the ultimate practitioner of Kleptoparasitism, seizing food to save energy, yet still capturing the ultimate prize. While one parent guards the nest, the other must fly far out to sea for small fish and squid. But securing the meal is only half the challenge. On the return journey, it must cross skies ruled by giant pirate birds. They don't need to overpower their target. They just need to force it to drop its prize mid-flight. The tropic bird is more agile, but the frigate bird, with its ultra-light frame and immense wingspan, is a relentless pursuer. Only by reaching the cliffside can the provider finally escape the pirates. Hatchlings are the nesting beach's vulnerable prize. Tearing through the sand, they race for the ocean and into the most perilous moments of their lives. Above, the frigatebird circles. Its keen vision and effortless glide are weapons of patience, waiting for the perfect opportunity. The descent begins. With a powerful hooked beak and a split-second dive, the frigatebird turns a moment of hesitation into its own chance at survival. For a hatchling in the wild, The distance from the nest to the water is not just its first journey. It is the most intense trial of all. Late July. The Arctic terns have just settled after an epic migration over 18,000 miles from Antarctica. But in mere weeks, they must fly back. Their chicks have only just hatched. In just 21 days, the tiny fledgling must be ready for the impossible journey. The parents relentlessly ferry fish from the nutrient-rich sea. But nesting on open ground, the chicks face constant peril. Melting sea ice drives polar bears ashore ahead of schedule. This is when they are at their weakest, shedding over 2 pounds a day. When a chick is exposed, the entire colony erupts in a furious counter-assault. Tiny but fearless, they strike directly at the bear's sensitive nose, enough to repel the Arctic's largest land predator. In this world of ice, there is no room for lingering weakness. Every hunt, every ambush, every defense of the young is a relentless test of survival. Here, where the line between life and oblivion is just a breath away, nature does not favor the strong. It preserves the one who best adapts. Thank you for watching until the very end. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss our latest updates.